hope you're all keeping well. I hope I'm on time, or with a delay it might not be. I think we should be impressed that I managed to actually schedule one. It's not usually something we get a chance for, so tonight we're like, yeah, let's get it scheduled. And it's lovely to see people have already, sorry guys, I've already been tuning in and waiting. So as you can see how far along we are with the church at the moment. We're going quite well. I've got these gorgeous stained glass windows here. I have done a slight preparation today. I said I never usually have the chance, so it is nice. It's going to be the window frames that we're going to need next. Stuart, I'm not sure, you'll be looking back, I know you will, if you're not watching now, so thank you very much, lovely, and drop us a message tomorrow then if you don't catch it tonight. I am trying to not keep everyone on for 3 hours, so that seems to have been the usual of late. Just bear with me a second, just need to grab a drink. Kind of had time to prepare, but still didn't get a drink. It's always the way, isn't it? So as you can see, our last progress of where we are is still these beautiful stained glass windows. I still can't get over. They are truly amazing. So this one we're working on at the minute. Jason, good evening. Hope you're well. Is the aisle windows. So we're getting to the end of our sheet as well. I have labelled these on for later as well. That's the only problem now, we're down to a few. Delph, hey buddy, hope you're keeping well. So I'm sure Rob will pop on periodically. We've just got this wedding that we're shooting coming up, so I think he might be getting on with that one and sorting that out. So Flymo, good evening. Smallwood Junction, good evening to you as well. Phil Rogers, hello, thanks for doing a video. Not one of the top people, but there you go. What do you mean, sorry Phil? Andy, good evening. Hope you're keeping well, buddy. So, well, I haven't cut out the windows. I have got some of it there prepared, but I suppose it gives a chance for other people to join, so I can see everyone's kind of saying hello to everyone at the moment, so it means I can, while I'm cutting, you guys aren't going to be as bored at anything. Bear with me 2 seconds, guys. I didn't put the phone holder on properly. I hope everyone has enjoyed the weather today. I know it's been a glorious day today. We're set to change tomorrow, so I was certainly outside enjoying that. Getting some of the gardening done. I'm just making sure I go for the instructions here before I carry on. Neil, where is the, to my knowledge, I'm not sure though, it's the Parish Church here. The only thing I have noticed in terms of the instructions, compared to the fire station and the bridge, not the bridge, sorry, the tunnel, it's kind of the instructions are in the middle. So I don't know if it's brand new, and I can't say I've seen one other than this. So if there is a different one, that will be interesting to see. This is the one that was in the latest catalogue, though. Just catching up with comments. Adrian, very good evening. Oh, Rob, I'm glad you got what Phil meant. We appreciate everyone that's part of the channel, don't we? We really do. It's everyone that makes this little community we've got. So, to be honest, I'm not sure it's something that we put at the top. I know some names I remember better than others. That's just me in general. I'm a lot better with faces, so... Jason, video mixing control desk. It's not actually, it's for the photography. It's what they called a loop deck. Rob, I hope you don't mind me showing it to Jason. I don't want to move it if you... because I'm not sure how long the lead is. Just, you know better than me. The chat's going completely, so I'm sorry if I miss comments. But Rob is online as well, so... Donegal Dad Rail, hello. Eddie Bell, H&H Express model. Oh, Eddie, okay, fair enough. As I said, we've only got into it really the end of last year, so all the kits to us out at the moment, I suppose, are our first kits. What's great about it is the windows was actually from Jason Barnabas Junction. I absolutely adore them, and if your church is similar, he has done a live video where you can actually see him replacing the windows with it already built. I'm obviously quite lucky. I caught it just before, you know, I couldn't actually fix it in. Oh, and Jason, I think Rob's here to talk to you about the loop deck.
Evening all. Yeah, Jace, this is a loop deck that I bought couple of years, 2-3 years back now.
Oh God, it's longer than that. It's before COVID, 5 years ago.
Basically, all it is all the controls you get in Photoshop, Lightroom, everything like that. You find them on dials, roller switches, buttons and everything here. There's loads of presets you can do and everything. It's just easier to use on this than using your mouse on the sliders and everything. Anyway, I'm not going to take over it by boring everybody with photography.
People mentioning Windows, so just with the kits, just so you don't get confused, this is for stock windows that actually come with the kit. It's just these stained glass ones you can buy on eBay. £7 was it, Rob?
£7.50.
Again, I think Jason, and there was a few others, wasn't there? So these stained glass windows themselves are not actually part of the kit. But I really find they just make such a difference. As I said, Jason over at Barnabas Junction has done a previous live putting them into an already built church. So if anybody is struggling and really wants them, definitely check out his video. Jason, are you an admin? I don't know if you are actually. Possibly, could you maybe send the link to Rob and then maybe he can post it, so if anybody does want to, they can check it out, because it just makes such a difference to me. So Nigel, you're going Metcalfe hunting tomorrow. We have actually said it's getting to the point when the church is built, what kit am I going to build next? So just loads of people on tonight, which is lovely to see. As I said, I am sorry if I miss comments. I don't mean to. Yeah, Jason, they really give it depth, don't they? They really give it so much more. And to be honest, I'm so glad you told me, especially at the stage you did. I don't know whether I would have had the confidence to you know, do what you've done and completely redo it. So and keeping all my bits for later. Yeah, I definitely think if they team together, because the guy I believe is who's brilliant at eBay, and you know, he sends it to you as a squire, and he's absolutely lovely. Just in his message that he writes you, they could easily work together. As I said, the only thing slightly more, because it's not with the kit, is you do have to be so careful where you're cutting to make sure you've got enough room. And obviously they're not labelled. So if anybody does get them and not sure, I think it's the second live build of the church. There is on there, I did go through which windows were for which. Part three, I've actually had to re-look at it myself tonight and why I've now labelled it. So on the second live of the church build, I do go through which window is which.
I'll interject for a minute.
Go on.
Just sidetracking a minute for your wonderful viewers. We have set up a Patreon page,
Yes.
Switched on the membership thing and everything like that. We've had a snide comment this week again. I've just deleted it and ignored it, to be honest, saying that people who use Patreon and things like that are money grabbers. If you use it, you use it. You don't, you don't. It makes no difference to us.
We love the support everyone's given us so far.
Yeah.
And also, while we're on that, actually, I don't know how we do it. Jason, I think I need a word with you how to do your little windows before the live. But we do have a Patreon, William, so we do appreciate, really appreciate him doing it. You know.
But if people don't, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
does it? It's there. If you don't use it, they're not going to make people any less valuable.
Exactly. The comments are what, you know, help us brilliantly.
I'd rather have a hint than a penny.
Yeah. But the one thing he did say at the point he signed up was we didn't really have any tiers. Now, Rob decided to set it up himself.
And broke it.
Me already knowing Patreon, he set it up and there was only one tier. So if anybody did find our Patreon before to just one tier, it has now been sorted out. But as we said, there's no pressure to join up. You know, it's one of those, if people want to support us in that way, obviously we're extremely grateful. But we're also grateful for all the comments we receive, all the helps, all the tips, all the tricks. You know, we value the support in every single way we've been given. But, you know, it is William as the first patron. He can say he's the first. It is something that we will include on future videos, is the Patreon members, and we're still not quite there with tiers and things, and we do hope in time to maybe with memberships offer competitions as well. Obviously at the moment it's early days, so bear with us please. I'm just going to catch comments again. Yeah, Nigel, the stained glass is not actually Metcalfe. That's what I said, this is why I wasn't sure if it is actually the same kit. Just these are the windows that came with it. So it could honestly be very much the same kit. I'm not sure if you've seen these now think the same. As I said, the instructions are older than the fire station build. So I don't think it's a new kit. But Rob, actually, now you're back on the computer, do you mind putting a link to the stained glass windows, please? And possibly Jason's live where he's built them into already built churches, please. But Nigel, yes, we have seen the castle. We are thinking about it. And yeah, people use quality street wrappers. Yeah, it's not something you can afford at the time or go for, because let's be honest, £7 to someone might be what breaks the bank, or £7 is like 700 quid to someone else. You know, it's all relative to each individual. So you do have quality street wrappers. Yes, they are brilliant. I would imagine quite fiddly, however, to get that stained glass effect. So I salute whoever tries it. That you've also got felt tip pens. So that is another tip as well, is using felt tip pens. And that is a great way. It's something I used to do with kids. So you have multiple options. As I said, Rob will add for links as well. So I think maybe I should get on with it now. So, and Jason, oh, pardon me, thank you for sending that link over, buddy. And just rather someone with the experience. Rob, I've just had Cliff message me. I think something about photography. Do you mind just telling him I'm on a live, please? Cliff. Obviously I can't read it at the moment, but do you fancy maybe dropping him a message, please? I just don't want him to think I'm being rude. Hello again. Hi. I am missing people. I am sorry. I do try to catch everyone, but occasionally people slip through the net. Oh, Tom as well. Hiya, lovely. Have I said Flymo? I really don't know today. It's being out in the sun, you see. Ah, Flymo. You beat Rob to it. But yeah, if that is the right one, I'm sure Jason will confirm in a minute. But it is a brilliant one. As I said, I was extremely lucky at the point I built it. All I had was this section. So all I had to do was sort that window out. But yeah, it really does give it added depth, I think, especially when you get it lit up. God, my voice is going tonight. I bet people were jumping with joy at that fact. Oh, see, guys, Rob doesn't listen to me. You missed what I said. What am I going to do with him? Okay, so this one, a bit deceiving, but you have the break there. So again, it's just making sure you've got that line up, isn't it? I wonder. No, not quite. Weird. So you've got the one thing I haven't worked out on these kits is they've got the lines through, and I'm not exactly sure what that's about. It could just be to give an added depth of windows. I thought it might have linked up with the lines, but I wasn't sure. Phil Rogers, are you all right, my love? I'm not sure. If I've missed a comment, I do apologise. I said it does get pretty mental. I apologise if I have. Because I saw but I wasn't sure what you meant by that. Sorry guys, I'm just looking through because I don't want to. Yeah, Phil, I'm not sure what you mean. Thanks for doing a video. Not one of the top people, but there you go. Sorry, I'm having a blonde moment. If you mean your YouTube channel, then let us know and we can always give you a shout out. So again, I do apologise at this point, guys. I've just got to cut windows, so you might not see it completely. But as you guys know, it's quite a fiddly process, isn't it? With them being so light as well, you just, all it takes is one little move and that sheet's gone, isn't it? Oh, Delph. Brian? I'm going to get there eventually. Delph, your name's... is it Brian Delph? Or am I mixing you up with someone else? Tell you what, Grace, think twice before you buy a resin buildings if you're putting lights in them. Chronic light bleed is chronic. Oh, I tell you what, Delph, thank you for that, lovely. It's not something at the moment we've got. We've got predominantly, yeah, we've predominantly got the Metcalfe builds. We've got a few 3D printed items, but they're more things like electric boxes and things like that. I don't think... Oh, yeah, we've... Actually, you saying about that, actually, we do have... This is filament print, though, not resin, so I don't know if that'll make much of a difference. But I'm glad you've said. This is what we love about the community. This is a building we've had for, like, kind of up on the mountain thing, maybe. This was printed by John for us. It's literally just an experimental piece at the moment. Is it as bad through filament, or is it just through... word's gone. Through resin? Obviously, it's not something we've really had to play with yet. I'm not sure if the one at the top is going to have lights, but it's definitely handy to know. So we can get rid of a good chunk of that. And that can be used for something else, I'm sure. I swear I've got like boxes already full of different things. Plastic, bits of card. But you can guarantee if I threw something away, it would be the one thing that I need. What's happened there? Oh. Delph, Pete. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Pete. Who is it that's Brian then? That's Finneton, isn't it? See, this is what I mean. I've got names flying through my head. And I'm really trying to get there right. I'm sorry, Pete. I am trying. I know I'm very trying, but... Jeez. Pete, that's interesting. So, if anybody's missed the comment, Pete at Delph Junctions actually just said about filament printed buildings. Now, we haven't got any at the moment. We've only got resin. Switch that, reverse it. We've only got filament, not resin. And Pete has just said that just the light bleed, if you light it up, is crazy. So just for anybody thinking of going that route, again, as I said, this is what we really love when everyone gets involved. So definitely keep an eye if you're thinking of using resin. It is definitely becoming popular. And his fix for that is he's used cardboard inside. So even if you still want to use resin printed, there is a way obviously to get rid of the light bleed, but it's definitely handy to know for us going forward. So thank you very much, Pete. And yours is going to be the name I try and remember tonight. So has everyone had a nice day today, enjoying the nice weather? We are supposed to have it turn apparently tomorrow. And how is people's builds going on? So yeah, that's the only thing with these windows is especially, I can't obviously show you now, but if you look back on the second episode when I first unveiled them, they're not set up in quite the same way as for windows. They aren't labelled. For me, and this is saying a lot, I found it pretty easy to work out which. But again, if you're stuck, please take a look back. They will be on there. Oh, I don't know how that's done that at the top. But yeah, they're not labelled, but they really do add such an amazing effect to the kit. I think even if you don't light it up, your own natural lighting from a certain angle will show it. The only thing I have thought of with lighting up in the inside is obviously our plans for the outside. Oh, Pete, brilliant, thank you. Is that sending to our Facebook page by any chance? Because I know Rob will be able to catch it out. Because you're on Finneton Central as well, aren't you? So if anybody is not aware as well, one of the other model railers, Finneton Central, that's on YouTube as well, he's created a Facebook page, Finneton Central as well. So if you want to continue with this community that we have here, just being able to catch up with everyone outside of like the lives, head over to there, because a lot of people that are on these lives are also on the Facebook. And Pete, I think you've messaged our Facebook, haven't you? Because it's the exactly same logo and everything. So Timber Surf, very good evening. I hope you're keeping well. We're just looking on the old windows. Again, not a lot of room to glue around the edges, so it does get a bit finicky for sure. I'm just looking at, yeah. So obviously some of these kits have a kind of circle formed in them to line up, but not all of them do. So this could take a little bit of time, and I do apologise. And I still haven't got that glaze and glue yet for the windows. So I'm using a good old PVA. Now, I know some may be horrified that the glue is going over some of the window, but when you see it together, it doesn't actually show all the window anyway. That's the only thing. This has got a guide as such with the circle, but I have noticed not all of them do. And your bath. Take care, Andy. Thanks for catching in. Inverted Popes, hello. Yes, actually. I think we are coming to the end of the stained glass windows, however. I think we've got these aisle ones, then we've got two more. Which ones are they? I labelled them. I think they're like south-facing windows, and then the entrance. So we don't have much more to go in terms of the windows. But yes, it is quite ironic that we've arrived at your pass, so... I'm afraid it's not as interesting to watch, but I know you guys always have your conversations between yourselves while I'm doing this bit, so... just other people you might know on Facebook. Grace. And there you were. I think it's I don't know, here's the picture of me and Rob, slightly more dressed up. Yes, Facebook does have that. Tim, very good evening. Unfortunately, it was work, so not quite as fun as just going away, but we were treated, the weather wasn't too bad, so we were quite lucky with that. Unfortunately, the drive for Rob wasn't either way, to be honest, the nicest, so... There's a lot of traffic for him. But maybe one day we'll go on holiday. Yeah, Delph, that is a Pete even. See, I'm going to get there, I told you. Yeah, that is my personal profile that you've come across. Jason, yeah, you replied and I did kind of fall asleep, so I do apologise. We just got back and crashed. It honestly was a horrendous drive for Rob. It was ridiculous. I think the M40 had about 4 crashes on it, and we seemed to be following them, so that played havoc. And then it took us down country lanes and something for part of it, so God knows where we were at that point. And we came out by the not the NEC. Where was it we came out by? Oh, my brain's gone. Tim, not good. I'm sure some others on here might be able to help you out. I think we've got as far as we have done, thanks to everyone, so... And as I said, Finniston Central on Facebook is also a good one, where a lot of the community we've got on here is also on that Facebook page. I'm sure people will be happy to help you. Pete, that's why I didn't do any comments. What do you mean, sorry? I think obviously I've missed what I've said to what you've replied to. I didn't snore most of the way, only the first half, and then I kept waking myself. Do you ever get it, guys, where you wake yourself up snoring? Oh, I was getting so annoyed. I was so tired. And it feels like every 5 minutes I was and awake. So, oh God, I was getting so annoyed with myself. Pete, I was going to say, yeah, as Rob said, it should be pretty much locked down. Yes, obviously my profile pictures and things, but if you did happen to see any more like posts and things, please let me know, because obviously it means somehow my privacy has slipped on the profile. So if you have, as I said, I think my cover photos and profile photos, they're viewable, but shouldn't really be anything else, I don't think. And Tim, the Facebook page is Finniston Central. Rob or one of our admins, would you mind adding that page, please, on Facebook? As I said, a lot of the page is starting to build more on there. It is smaller than some of the other pages, but it seems to be a lot of the people that are on our channel and that, and I would definitely say we've got a good bunch, so I'm sure as well if you don't get a chance to ask on here, pop in on there, and I'm sure people will be happy to answer or pop you into the right direction anyway. Rob, thank you. Is someone going? I've just seen. Thanks for joining H&H. Oh, H&H. I'm going to call it a night. Have a good evening, lovely, and sleep well. And Marion as well. Welcome. Langton Road. I didn't see you sneaking in, so. It's not just me then. Oh, I really was getting so annoyed. Yeah, I was so tired. I didn't sleep well the night before, and it just, every time I was drifting off, and unless really it was Rob nudging me and he just doesn't want to admit it, but if I was snoring loudly, I kind of don't blame him. I think the worst is when you're laying in bed on your back, isn't it? And it's just automatic that you're going to snore, isn't it? And then you give your other half a massive push. Well, little prod, and then it goes to a push when they don't stop and that. Any glue in that one? Langdon. Oh, I am sorry I missed you, as I said, especially because I'm looking at this and then the screen. It's very easy for me to miss. Unless it was also when Rob popped down here, so we might have missed the comments. But it's lovely to see you again. Yeah, we're just happy to get back from a train, I think. Not that we did much today, did we, Rob? I think we got a bit distracted by the garden and the nicer weather. That's where I've been mostly all day. And then next week, so just for people to know, next week I'm away, kind of end half of the week. Rob is still around, so things, I'm not sure if we're going to do a video before or after, but I will be away from a train for another few days. And then in May, we've got a wedding, so it's definitely going to be a mental few weeks. So possibly not as many videos as usual, especially the lives. Maybe this is one of those points that if I can get this done before that, maybe I can start with a new build, whatever that is going to be. Not that we've decided yet, but we're thinking there should be something I should build. Yeah, we are trying to do at least a video a week. Obviously, with me being the one away working, I can't promise a live. Rob, you don't snore? Really? Really? Ah, Tim, brilliant. I don't think Finnerton is on at the moment, so I don't know. But if I remember, it was pretty quick. Obviously, I can't remember if you're UK or not. But if you're not, I don't know if it will be accepted till the morning. I'm not sure, sorry, on that one. It was during the day I joined it, so... As I said, while the page is still growing, I think I was the 100th joiner at the time. As I said, it's just got a brilliant group of people on there. It was actually Finnerton himself who'd... I'd said about how some of the Facebook page aren't really the helpful or seem to give you the nicest attitude. And then he was like, well, I've got a page. And as I said, it seems to be a good bunch there. People that are happy to help, not judge, and just not look at people any other way than just lending a hand, which is nice. And Tim, yeah, we are toying with the castle. So you never know. There's something, did I say about getting married as well? Was it Pete? Was it you that said that? I think it came up on my phone, so I just glimpsed it. Yeah, it was. About the time you two got married. I don't know. I just kind of, yeah, when you're doing photography for everyone else, I think that when we eventually get married, that is definitely going to be the hardest one. You're a bit fussy when you do it yourself, aren't you? So, God knows, it's not a cheap date, is it? You never know, maybe eventually we get married. But then we've already got the divorce papers set up, so maybe we just won't waste the money. Although it's a good party, I suppose. Especially with Rob saying he doesn't snore. And Jason, yeah, we've been having that as well. It's just lower quality. And no worries, Pete. I won't see it until after, but Rob will. Right, so there's all our windows in. That's one of the less boring bits done. As I said, what I love about you guys is you're just quite happy chatting between yourselves while the boring bits go out the way. So you just distract me. So, as I said, the only thing with these kits is they're not cut the same kind of size as the one that comes in the kit. So the stained glass ones are slightly different. So sometimes you do have to make that slight adjustment. Be a bit more careful than me. Oh, guys, you're talking about the castle again. Stop it. Rob, we're going to end up buying this castle, aren't we? But I've just seen a comment, you can choose the bits. Yeah, you can choose the bits you want. So if you can't fit the whole thing, you can have that kind of, you know, castle-y effect, but not with the full castle, which I love. So we also need our outer window frames for to the backs of the door frames. So we have 4 at the end wall and 6 at the outer of the nave side wall. So we're going to do the aisle windows first. I'm just seeing which one I should do first. It talks about the end wall one, so we might do that one first. Yeah, it's the end walls first, so we get the end walls cut out. Let's do them one at a time. There's nothing under there. That'd be a bit too late otherwise. But I got chocolate out of the fridge to eat and I just haven't touched it. I just remembered sitting there. I've still got Easter eggs. Barely touched them. These are pretty much the same process as before. Second one is tricky. Where am I putting them onto? It hasn't actually told me where I'm putting it onto. Okay. I'm just going to see if I've missed step. Have a cup of tea. Right. So our windows. I think it is just the north aisle outer wall, so it's, I suppose, common sense. This is what you get, isn't it? When you don't, you're not common sense. Oh, that didn't go as easy. Just catch up at the comments. Inverted poked. Well, I wish very luck to you. I'm hoping to scratch build a few things, maybe, especially trees. I'm definitely going to scratch build a tree myself. But mate, that is a plan, because something I was told, you know, you always make at least one tree yourself. I've got a plan of what one I want to build, but I'm not revealing that yet. Oh, pardon me. Now I've got the hiccups. But yes, for one thing it hasn't actually told you, to my knowledge, is you need your outer walls as well. But I don't think it matters which one, because reading on, it says for north and the south are literally identical, just... Yeah, it's just basically north and south, so I don't think it matters too much on this occasion which one you build first, which one you don't. I think only for fitting, once you come to fitting it, that's obviously when it will matter, but when it comes to the actual building it, as long as it fits, that's all that matters. They've not actually missed a bit of a cutout there. I'm going to pop that out before, because I don't actually need that anyway. I've got to say, I don't think this sheet is cut as well. Yeah, there's definitely bits missing in this sheet. Obviously, it can't be perfect every time. This is my first kit where it's been so, not bad, but it's not scored through as much. There's always one corner, isn't there? I won't see it at the moment. Rob will. I think if he can, I think Rob might drop you a message just so at least you know it's gone through. So this is very much making sure it's lined up. So obviously these ones, again, it's all about you lining up. It's very tight though when you're looking at it. So again, for this part, guys, I probably will have it at an angle, but the lines do tend to match up on this one, just to get them in place. So it doesn't matter too much of which windows you use. But I will need my outer nave side ones as well. So I'm just going to get these glued up. My voice going slowly as it does. Again, this one does have the gap. Make sure you fit the enamel windows to the end walls. It has to be 1 millimetre higher up when you glue it on. Finneton, were your ears burning? We have just been talking about you. That's quite funny. As soon as I said that, Rob's just said the same thing. And people can't say that we aren't mind the same. So Brian's Finiston Junction, right. See, this is what I mean. I'm always mixing up names. Were we bored? No, Brian, we were actually mentioning your Facebook page. Just saying that, you know, the community we've got on here, there's quite a lot of people that have gone to your page, which means it's still that nice little community within that Facebook group compared to some. So we've got somebody that has sent a request to join tonight asking for some advice. I don't know what their Facebook name is, so I think, is it Tim? This is just how my mind goes. Yeah, Tim Maslin, so that name might pop up. As well. I'm just going to start getting these glued. Hopefully, Brian, we can get your page out there to others. Because as I said, it is a really nice community on your page. But again, apologies for a minute, guys. You may not see this bit quite as spot on, but just to make sure it's lined up. How I do it to get it lined up is I look from above. It's quite a good way just to get that lined up, so as you can see, you already have the guidelines anyway. But when gluing, especially with the rocket glue, because it's obviously not instant glue, but it is pretty quick. That gives you that chance, and it also says that it should all be in line as well. So I always look downward as I'm gluing. Oh, hello. Okay, that didn't phase very well. That sounds a sloppy glue. Delph, that was the rocket glue. I was just shaking it. Don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but I think the only thing I have noticed is my PVA could do with that one is a bit more runny than usual, so I think it is due for a change. Okay. Tim, did you send the request and answer the questions or not? Because Brian has just declined someone for not answering the questions. I do get it. I think you get, unfortunately, these spammers that are everywhere. They don't tend to answer the questions, so. Oh, weird. I think maybe you've had someone else. But Brian at Finiston has just said if anybody goes to join the page, please answer the questions, guys. I do get it. It stops a lot of spam people joining because they don't always tend to answer the questions. But please make sure you answer the questions as well. Oh yeah, Tim, the amount of windows is insane, so especially when it's lit up, it will look beautiful. Oh, church up in Manchester. Love our churches. Oh, that was a big dollop. These definitely seem trickier to line up for some reason. I'm not sure why. Have had a bit of leakage there. That blob was quite substantial for some reason. Because I did my usual and left the lid off. So yeah, guys, anyone wanting to join at Finneton Central, just make sure you answer the question, guys. If you're unsure some of the questions, I'm sure, Brian, do you mind if people mention that they found the group from the live? Just if they're not sure, like with the questionnaire about asking what gauge, especially if I don't have one, are you happy for people to mention if they've come over from here? Or will that not work with the bots? There's a sad the amount of spammers and that on Facebook now, isn't it? Ones especially that post on sites, missing kids, missing dogs, and then block the post. So people can't actually respond. I don't get why they do that. And then they post about something completely random days later. But it's got to the point now I kind of, if I see things like missing pets especially, the first thing I do is look at comments. It's sad, shame of what it's coming to, really. I just don't get why they do it. If people can't comment, how are they going to scam them? Oh, Rob, the old girl, she's very funny, isn't she? Sometimes, especially if she's not been on, she suddenly decides that she doesn't want to get going, does she? So these window frames are coming together, guys. Andrew, thank you very much. Just called to say, loving your video you make. Glad you are enjoying it. Thank you, Andrew. Getting so much glue popping out at the moment. I'm not sure why. I really don't want a blob that big. Any hints, guys? I've used this glue before. It's literally just falling out like anything. I don't know why. Seems like neither of my glues are playing ball tonight. So again, guys, when doing this, not only is it lined up at the circle with lines, it's also, as you can see here, mine wasn't actually in line. One of these I've just found is actually a bit interesting with the lines. Doesn't quite match up. There's not as much gap around the edges as some of the others. There's a very, very tiny gap there. But just make sure your edges are flush at the bottom and the sides. At least you know you've got it in line. So again, with your rocket glue, you still do have time to do that. So you might break it and I'll have to fix it. Isn't that my job? Yeah, Tim, I was doing all right, but tonight it really seems to be just flying out annoyingly. I have no idea why. So we've got our outer window frames, and I do actually need to make up the outer, well, they're all outer, but the RLM walls I did, and then the nave side ones. So I'm sorry guys, does it seem I'm being a bit slow tonight? I'm not actually sure.
That film was weird even by my standards.
Oh dear. When you watch a film and it's weird. I don't even know, what was it called?
The Babadook.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying.
The Babadook.
You can do this if you want.
No, Dr. Evil all the time. How about now?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say freaking sharks with freaking laser beams. Oh dear. Anybody that's not sure what we're talking about, we've not lost it. It's actually a movie reference, so.
I found my pound coins.
You found a pound coin. Where are?
They're in
No, you don't put change in your wallet usually.
No, I don't.
What's wrong with you?
Cartons. The windows look good. Right.
I just feel like I'm being really slow tonight. I don't know why.
I'll stop talking and get working.
No, oh. I think certain people might have been, as soon as they hear you saying this on the live, they might be sitting there like, oh.
Flymo mentions the bloody patio, and I'm going to ban him.
Okay, that means, Andy, you can mention the patio.
No, Andy can't mention the patio.
Ah, you said Flymo, that was all you said. All you said was Flymo, you stuffed up there, dear.
Anyone in the chat currently mentions patio, and they're all getting banned.
But I asked people how their day was. What if they were building a patio? You're saying they're not allowed to tell us now?
No. I always mention the word patio is banned.
That's not nice. Even though you've said patio how many times since we've just talked about it?
Yeah, but I'm the boss.
You're not the boss. That's what you like to think. That's what I let you believe, but rest assured, dear, I think I'm the boss. Anyway, guys, I really have no idea what round this is on our domestics, but...
Flymo.
That's what I
I
said.
read that.
Where I never mentioned anything about slabs. Could be paving slabs, not patio slabs. Or he could have meant slats. He might have done a typo and meant slats. He's making bed slats.
He could have been mentioning something else and done a typo as well.
Oh dear.
Might have been down the local corner and visiting somebody. I'll change that subject right there.
Thought you were talking about a burglary destroying weapon.
Burglary destroying.
Oh, I've lost that one.
Burglary.
Sorry, Pete. You might have to. That's the only problem with the delay.
Both of us.
Yeah, that's the only problem with delay, isn't it? Sometimes if we're mid into a domestic.
Yeah, you go for it, Tim. They're a fantastic bunch in there, and like Grace says, it's growing well. And it's a cracking bunch of people in there.
And if people don't know, I'm sure.
Andy, no ready mix either. Git.
Oh,
Tell you.
Ready Mix, he could be talking about wallpapering. Knowing how much I had to suffer with wallpapering, he could just be saying he's been wallpapering today.
I don't care if we lose all of our subscribers. I'll ban every one of them.
I've got their backs, even if you don't. Just because you don't like that everyone meets you or gets to know you and gangs up on you.
I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, guys, girls, whatever. I have never, ever, ever pretended to be a nice person. And if I pee one person off a day, brilliant, I'm doing my job well.
You do one person a day, mate. So it's got to be more than one, surely.
I'll aim for 2 at least.
Yeah, you've got to aim for more than one. Sorry about the slight noise, guys. I'm finally tucking into this chocolate that I've sit here staring at me. Rob.
What?
Flymo with me. It's garden sheds. I need a shed. They don't deliver out here. I'm not on an island for crying out loud.
He's trying to get himself out of it and it's not working.
As I said, Chewy.
Have you got your phone with you?
Have I got my phone with me, guys?
You're filming it. Using that to film that one.
Yes.
So, I was going to say you can check when that cork's arriving, but you can't.
Did you get the... Did you send Cliff a message?
No.
I asked him to do one thing. Right, let's make sure I glue the right bit. Because it's not exactly the first time, guys, is it? That I've glued the wrong bit. It was quite funny, although in fairness, it was older instructions. Yeah, as I said, it is really nice to see how they improve. A bit wonky there. For some reason, these ones definitely are... I don't know if the lines have gone wrong, you know. This is definitely wonky. I'll do it this way. Probably. As you can see, guys, I don't know if there's a slight printing issue with this one, you know. Because I noticed the card itself, I had difficulty cutting. But it just seems a bit odd. I don't know if anyone else thinks that, or if that is just usual. I'm not quite convinced, to be honest with you. But I have realised I put my glass window on slightly wonky. However, this side is right on the edge, so I don't know. I can sort that. Hopefully I will get away with it, but I might need to... I don't know what you guys think here, whether that will really be noticeable at the edge. As I said, the problem is the print is right where on the edge itself, so... do as a job as a window fitter. Well, I'm starting to feel like that the way I'm doing with it. I'm just catching up the comments, guys, just while Rob's away. So you be a bachelor boy. Yes, wrong Cliff. SJ Dusty, I've just seen you catching in. Very nice to see you again. Andrew Harrison, who breaks things most, needs naughty corner, and who repairs them, saving the day. Cannot wait for the farm and the horses in the fields or the cow. Whatever plan, I hope horses, I like them more. Andrew, you're my friend for sure.
Andrew's barred.
No, Andrew's not barred, because I'm a boss, really. So, yes. I like that comment a lot. We can never have too many horses, can we, guys?
There is one thing true. More horses means more glue.
Right.
Or burgers, if anybody remembers the Tesco saga.
Guys, feel free. I'll leave you to reply to Rob if you want, guys. You always seem to be brilliant at that. Do you want to stick around for a minute while I go and get a drink?
Oh, go on then.
I would say maybe Rob would like to glue some of these, but
Hell no.
yeah. I think this is what we're saying about who breaks them. Problem is, I like sitting up on the naughty corner. I can fix it easier from up there. Ooh.
So you're always in the naughty corner?
Yes. It's the best place to be, didn't you know?
Oh. Sorry, I'm just reading the negative comments towards me. Oh, there's one for you guys, and there's everybody talking about electrics. Oh, excuse me. I need to do some soldering of tracks. I need to Tesco bombers big and strong. Yeah, I need to do some soldering to create extra points with the tracks, power points, and I haven't got a clue because my first attempt failed miserably and involved melting various bits of plastic. So if anybody's got hints and tips for that, it would be appreciated as well. I think that's what's great about this, is everybody is helping everybody. Instead of just staying in line with the church build, I'm enjoying watching people help each other on this. And yeah, going back to is that the important bit, is it, Brian? Tim, yeah, I've got connector blocks, but I want to put them in places where they might be visible, so I don't really want to use the blocks. I think it's going to have to be soldered. She's got 2 loops in a hornby truck on a board and some buildings. Yeah, I've got, Christ knows, I don't even know how long this track is, to be honest, but showing my last video where I've actually got a train running, they're not struggling as such, they're losing a bit of power going up the inclines, and I do think it's more of an electrical issue than a loco issue. So I think I do need to get some more power up to the furthest points. I've got two connector blocks underneath Grace's farm, which is the main power feed at the moment.
With plenty of horses to come.
With no more horses because they might break the connector blocks. Yeah, and everyone's confusing me with these electro-frog things. I presume that's something to do with points. And
is that the question?
I think it's to someone else, but that's fine. Do I have droppers on each track? Brian, not again, being a total newbie, not 100% sure what you mean there, mate.
Wasn't that someone else mentioned on our comment because of a connection and how long the track?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Droppers, because that's something we could do with knowing, isn't it? God, I see how you struggle to read the comments when you stood up.
Oh, thank you. So you're saying I'm not blind?
No.
Yeah, the only connection I've got at the moment, as I say, is one on each loop with that's underneath Grace's farm. That's it. And I want to try and do it at sort of the furthest point, or maybe a couple of pieces along. No, Andrew. No more horses.
Yeah, exactly, Andrew.
Yeah, timber. I would melt all of the track if I tried that.
But yeah, Andrew, I've already said to Rob.
Can you stop shouting down my ear, please?
I'm not shouting. But I did say to Rob that to earn more farmland, my horses have to go out to shows, you see. They're top award-winning horses.
Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to try and polish up my soldiering skills then.
And donkeys, let's not forget the donkeys.
We haven't got any donkeys. We could do with a few donkeys.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
Have a little donkey sanctuary.
Andrew, you can join Grace.
Yeah, I might be in the naughty corner.
Well, there's 2 corners. You can have one each.
Wait, but if everybody joins the same naughty corner, you've got more fun.
Yeah, that's for another channel. That's probably something like OnlyFans or certain other websites.
It's like being in a gutter.
I made the gutter.
It's nice and dry down there, and everyone else that's down there, you have a load of fun. Timber's just ahead of you.
I can solve the timber. My previous qualifications were with microelectronic engineering, but I failed miserably when it comes to the track.
Flymo. Not at all, Andrew. I'm here for mentioning building materials. See, the naughty corner is fun, isn't it, guys? Haven't I got a naughty step? No, because I need the naughty step to get up to higher places being a shorty.
Can I get back on what I was trying to find out, please?
Yes, you
Thank
can.
you very much. Yeah, Timber, if you can drop us...
Just so I can glue while you're chatting then.
If you can drop any hints or tips to me, it would be massively appreciated, mate.
It's one that you're worried of, isn't it?
Yeah, because I don't want to burn bloody track.
Well, at least this gives people things to talk about while I'm gluing, doesn't
What
it?
was that? Someone's mentioned OnlyFans on there.
Have they?
I have a naughty store, but yeah, Brian, let's not. I don't even want to begin to imagine your
I can't
OnlyFans
see
page.
Brian's comment. Where? Or did it come up on my phone?
It's right there.
Oh. I have a naughty still, but that's only on OnlyFans. See, this is what we love about you guys as well. We can just, oh, pardon me, have these laughs.
Guys, I would like to ask you all, please don't ask Binnerton for his OnlyFans link.
You, we're happy to share links, but I don't think that one. Are you heading upstairs again? Oh dear, I think I spend all the time in the naughty corner, guys. I think a few people have commented how I'm up on the top. And yeah, I don't kind of sit normally, my legs are like backwards, but oh well, I'm comfy. Just got to figure out which one's glued and which I haven't. Andrew, I like your style. Rob's just gone upstairs, so I'm not sure if he's going to see it straight away. But I do like that idea a lot. If only I could have horses in real life, I feel sorry for him then. Andrew is not getting barred. However, Harris Tweed, you won't bar, but I think I might. You will need lots of glue to cut out the grass, and apparently horses make good glue. Oh, wow, Rob, you've got someone on your side for once. Wait, donkeys, what are we talking about here? Mention of OnlyFans and things like that, and my mind has gone south. Taking the lid off the glue might be a good idea. Nobody saw that, right? Oh dear, Brian. Yes, I do admit maybe you gave him some ideas and that's why he's disappeared upstairs. Oh dear, I think, should we start put a warning on these lives? Pete, has Rob not got back to you yet? I don't know. I don't think I can look without mucking it up, unfortunately. Usually I'm a secretary, but guess what? For once, Rob gets to be the secretary. Such a nice feeling. Oh, just move that out of line. This place is about fools and horses and cows and donkey, most animals that I heard you plan and debate on your videos. Maybe we'll get a zoo as well. You found your happy place. You know what? It's what I love about it. I did a live the other week, I think, when we were waiting for parts. And it was just nice just to get on with everyone and just chat. And it's what it's truly about. This is what we say, that what we love about Finnerton Central's Facebook page is a lot of the people on here are slowly making their way over there. So even when we're not online, you still get that good comedy and jokes all round. So we could have a sloth. No, we can't have a sloth, Rob, because I've already got my sloth. Although I don't know if you're going to see him at the moment. My little sloth. So we've got a sloth. It's just maybe not the right gauge. And I'm missing... Oh, why am I missing one unless I haven't glued one? How can I miss one, guys? Ooh. What have I done with that? See, I'll leave the desk for 5 minutes and suddenly I'm missing things. That is bizarre, though. Anybody else see where it went? Ah, hiding underneath all my scraps. Baby Ruth? Baby Ruth. Who's Baby Ruth, Rob? I thought. What did we name a sloth? It wasn't Ruth. Oh, that's really bad. I've forgotten what we named her. Was it Sydney? Was it? No, Sid is. Oh. What did we name the sloth? I can't remember. That's me and me bad books, isn't it? Might be me going under the patio now. I'm supposed to be the soppy one. We have Sid and Sophia. That's going to annoy me now. Andrew Harrison, yeah, we love churches too. Something we do photograph quite a lot. Well, when we get out with the camera, which we haven't for a while. So it wants you to do the sides first. It's going to be this one. Rob, what do we name the sloth? Because it's not Sid or Sophia. It's not Salvatore. That's my squirrel lamp. Can you tell we are sad kids, guys? So that lining up does leave a millimetre gap as well. Obviously, I will do my usual on this point. No, it was not he who shall not be named. Began with an S, I'm sure. But yeah, tips for anybody joining us today. Usually my window lineups, I tend to put window on floor and line it up on top. That tends to be, for me, the easier way to get it to line up. It was not... Oh, Sully, yes. That's really bad, I forgot, isn't it? That is definitely me in the bad books. Sully, I should call it Kitty. Anyone that's a big kid will know these references, I'm sure. What is happening? No, I can't say. I don't know if this is a fault. I've got a 23.90. Yes, Rob, my reference with calling it Kitty. That's what Boo calls him, isn't it? Boo calls him Kitty. Sorry, guys, can you tell we are big kids and we're never growing up? Rob, you'll remember the name as well, isn't there? There's a few on the islands, a few churches that are old and abandoned and aren't used anymore. There's a charity that actually is keeping them open and just, you know, so they're not disused. But oh, what is the charity? It's you took me to them, didn't you, Rob? Disused churches or something. Oh, Friends of Friendliness Churches. So there's quite a few of them. Is it only on the island, Rob, or just off? For anybody that is ever Anglesey way. And there's some stunning churches. No, they've got some are used actually, because you've got the church in the sea, haven't you? And that's used, not often granted. I've still never got in there, have I? Rare occasion it opens up for weddings. Oh no, across Europe. I thought there's quite a lot of them on Anglesey though, isn't there? And off, I don't know. That is not a Friend of Friendliness Church. Which church? Oh, I'm lost now. Yes, that's very true, Pete, especially in Liverpool. which is a shame. We've actually been to one or two that have done that. They've converted them into apartments, and I've got to say, beautiful outside and looks horrible inside, to be honest. Most disappointed. I know I was. You know, some are done nicely, but some are just awful inside. What was that one? Was it Manchester, Rob, as well? We went to one that just looked like a freaking prison inside. It was all concrete, wasn't it? It wasn't obviously a converted church, but it was horrible. No, you just think you'd want somewhere that looks a bit nice, but each to their own. Yeah, I'm not as happy with how these ones are lining up. As I said, I'm not sure if there was a possible print fault, because they don't seem to be lining up as well as the other ones for some reason. And Andrew Harrison, Metcalfe, good for people starting out there, model railway. And is it easy? Oh, pardon me. Andrew, to be honest, with what research we've done, Metcalfe seemed to be the best out there. The only thing is you do need to get used to the instructions, and depending on what kits is also what level of instructions you get. Now, I think Metcalfe are very good at listening to people, and they've obviously developed things as things have gone on, because this is the instructions we're currently going off. This is a middle kit, so it's actually got pictures of things printed so you know which way is way, but the writing is the same layout as the oldest instructions I've used so far. And it's the same writing, but what I actually, on a live luckily, messed up the front wall, because this one doesn't have any kind of printing on, so you don't know which way is way, and it actually caught me out. So we've done so far the fire station and the single track tunnel entrance, so if you are unsure, maybe follow them. The only thing I would recommend is give it maybe a minute or two between each step that I do, because obviously on some bits I have gone wrong. I'm very fortunate that there are quite a few people on here that have helped me through it. Oh, God knows what I would have done otherwise. And then your newest one was the fire station. You can see it's just a complete change in instructions. A smaller book, obviously that's probably the environment thing, you know, but the pictures and the instructions seem to be laid out a little bit better and clearer. So I think the only thing I can suggest is take your time with it. That was something that I was told. Definitely take your time, but I think they're fabulous kits, to be honest. If you send everyone to the pub, no one will see any of the mistakes you make. This is true, but to be fair, as I said, it's when I've built them live, people have just been absolutely brilliant. One in particular, I've gone blank on his name. Oh dear. Rob, what's his name? I've just gone blank. One of our regulars, he actually got the instructions. You can get the instructions online. And also, I believe you can download a template of the kit to see if it fits on your layout, or if you're just doing a diorama or something. But one night it was just going horrible. Oh, Jerry, yeah, sorry. That went blank. But yeah, he even got the instructions online for me and was doing it with me. But that was the tunnel entrance that I was struggling with a bit, to be honest. I did struggle with that kit, mainly because I'd had instructions that were super, super clear to what we now know and has been confirmed by Metcalfe. Is an older kit. You know, one of the first kits, so just take your time with it. Obviously, on that chat on Finiston Central, I'm sure if you get stuck as well, people will give you a hand. And always search from online just in case I've built it or someone else might have. It's part of the reason I do these lives, is just say, you know, just so people can maybe follow along, and any mistakes I make hopefully avoids someone else from making them. But that's why I do now advise anybody watching them, just especially the tunnel, just make sure you give it a minute or two between steps, just in case I've gone wrong, especially on the tunnel one. I really struggled that night with it, to be honest with you. Johnny's saying he's building his station and it has the old instructions and he hates them. Yeah, so guys, you know John's a lot, he's engaged. He's, from what I gathered, I think he's had a lot of the newer kits with the newer instructions. And he's building a kit tonight, and I'm guessing he didn't like it either. So it is definitely hard to adjust to, as I said, if it wasn't for others. But it definitely shows that Metcalfe have taken on board what people have said because of the simple changes, even with the instructions. So they've obviously listened to people's view. I do believe, from what others say as well, they're very customer focus based and listen to what people have to say. So yeah, or get tips that folks haven't seen or tried or even thought of. Grace, good on you. Yeah, Flymo, this is why I said, you know, it's funny obviously when I make mistakes, but you know, if anybody else is struggling, then they've got the chance to possibly get through it a bit easier. And Pete, if I can build a Joy Metcalfe kit, anyone can. No. This is me we're talking about. It takes special how I did, so. Right, so we're going on to our next stage. Now, this is very much, you've got the two sides. I think for the rest of this, I am going to go and just do each side. The only thing that confuses me is you've got a big gap here, but I think that is, oh yeah, the door and the small window. So just bear with me, guys. I'm just going to read through the instructions. Right, so all the windows are done. Okay, the one thing I have noticed on these instructions as well is it seems to skip what bits you need. It could just be me being thick, I am special. But for anyone going through it, it tells you about Fit Me All windows, but it's not told you what bit to grab. And same here, it's same with the R windows about fitting them, what I'm guessing is a support. Like stand the wall up and slide the base card underneath a window unit. So it's not actually told me which one. Battery posse and wall, yeah, need to fit. So again, for unusually, I've not read it the wrong way round. So 21 Fit Me Island aisle windows, and talks about the base. But on 22, it actually then tells you what you need. So I think there they've possibly mixed up. It's usually me that mixes up and gets them wrong. Oh, thank you, Marin. It's always appreciated. But yeah, so just watch with this. I do sometimes try and read the next step, and I'm glad I did on this occasion, guys, because this actually mentions starting to build it up with a base card, but you don't know which one it is until figure 22. So always, if you get stuck, just read it. Maybe read a step ahead just to see like that. you know, it's all about taking your time. So we're going to more cutting to do, which is our supports. Okay, weird, it doesn't show the cut out the window there, so when you are doing it on the support there is the gap obviously for the door, but it doesn't show the door on the instructions, just in case that throws anyone off. The supports definitely need a little bit more cutting than the others. Could be my blade needs replacing as well. No, it's still not there. And then Tim, you're sticking with 2 at present, but may... Oh, definitely. Well, when you start, definitely let us know. We are on Finneton Central's Facebook page as well, so we will also see posts there from people, which is a nice one to... Right, let's see which way I'm doing this. Make sure I get the right supports, that's for sure. So you've actually got your gap there for the door, because I believe the door does fit in nicely. So and Andy, good night, lovely. What's my next build after this? Marina's stable. I think you might be putting a naughty corner soon. We're not actually sure at the moment. We were actually just saying this. I don't know what I'm building next. We are luckily enough, I've got 2 stables. Possibly as things develop, maybe it'll be, because obviously with being donated, some of them, especially even transport with us, have taken a bit of a battering, especially my farm, isn't it, dear? So you never know, they might be replaced, or we are eyeing up the castle as well. I'm not actually sure what we're going to build next. So this is not my most favourite of bits when it comes to the kit buildings. So it does recommend the end window should not protrude past the wall end. The edge of the wall needs to fit flush to the main building when fitted. But you have your millimetre gap from your windows, and that fits very nicely underneath. So I'm just going to get that glued up, get the end on. Get that one stuck down. That's one thing with these models, is they are very much, everything kind of has its place and fits in its place. It was one of the first mistakes I made when building the fire station, to be honest, because I hadn't read it properly, and one of my windows, unfortunately, oh, not one of my windows, one of my doors, I had to slightly cut. Yeah, it does. The castle does look amazing. But what I do like what they've done, I think, so people can have that kind of effect, I think they've made it doable, that you can get parts of it rather than having to have the whole thing. I think they have made it doable that everyone can possibly get a small selection of castle type. So just bear with me 2 seconds, guys. Another fiddly bit with the glue. I'm not a fan of the baseboard. I can never seem to get it perfect. And obviously using the rocket glue, which is needed to make sure it glues. I'm just gonna get this glued down. So for once I'm going to give you 5 minutes peace. Well, not quite 5 minutes. Now, I'm sorry guys, peace is over. The one, I think when this rocket glue was actually recommended to me was when I was doing the fire station. And that again had a horrible baseboard. It's definitely tricky while you're getting to know certain kits and things and how it works, but especially in double O gauge, it's not too bad in N. But in double A, you need that quicker drying just so it doesn't go out of place. So if you haven't got the rocket glue yet, guys, definitely check it out, because to me it really does make a difference. Oh, no, I think my glue had already dried. There we can see it's already dry. And that's what I do like about it. No waiting and begging for the baseboard to dry to it. SJ Dusty, yes, we are looking at lighting. We're not sure yet. I know we are putting my baseboards in now. I'm kind of leaving that part to Rob. Oh, pardon me. So my next question for you guys, obviously before I move on, we have the door and small window, so I can sort that out while we're chatting. But obviously these are exactly the same both sides. Now, do you think for this, guys, I should just do that one out of the live, so you're not watching the same thing twice? Or do you think I should just maybe on the next live just crack on with that other side? It's whatever you guys think is probably best. You know, I don't want to bore you guys more than I already probably do. But I can either build it off the live ready for the next one, or on the live. I think whatever people would like to see. That was quite Grace lights up any room. Yeah, that was definitely corny. I've just noticed my side has come undone. I knew that hadn't glued. If you do thicken some black paint with PVA and paint the light inside. Oh, light bleed. Another one with light bleed. That's funny. I've had someone else say that about not filament printed, resin printed 3D models. Funny. Now I'm just trying to look for my next bit. And I cannot find it. It's not a porch. Is it? No, just bear with me too, guys. I'm going blind again. They always do. Who is it? Oh, on my bit of card, I completely didn't realise. So, now we've got to figure out whether I'm the south or north side. Now we're doing the north side at the minute. Marin, take care, my love. I am wondering myself about heading off as well. I don't think many people would like a 3-hour one, especially on a weekday night. It's not so bad at weekend, is it? But if I can get this done, what I can do is got the old roof, maybe I can leave that and the fitting, but crates both. The second side off live. As I said, if people don't want to see the same thing again, I don't mind. I can do that one off live. I suppose, like Art Attack, here's one I prepared earlier. So, where's our window for that? Interesting. Now we've got our glaze in here. I think these are the small arch. Let's just look at that sheet again. It's the only problem with them not being labelled. Timber, to be fair, it's been used quite a bit, so I'm not sure. I think I did say a bit earlier as well. I think it is going a bit blunt, but I am being careful tonight as well. And Andrew, go ahead and do videos. I don't think, especially the community we have here, budgets don't matter. We ourselves don't have the best of budgets ourselves. You know, so go ahead and post it. I'm sure the community we've got here will love it. And also probably give you some tips as well. That's about to... Yeah, it is a small one. It's got to be. So as you can see, the actual window that you put is a little bit bigger, so you do have some room to play with. I'm just checking. I don't need the windows anymore. A porch is that. Only weird thing, it doesn't look like there is a support to glue that one onto. You just stick it straight to the card, I believe. I'm just going to try and check that fact. Yeah, it's not really, yeah, it doesn't look like I do have strengtheners for this one. See, this is a great thing. Not everyone has got the money. You know, things like sponsorship and things like that. Everyone's just, a lot of people, especially at the economic at the moment, are all doing it on a budget. So, like, you know, Timber said, makes his own scatter and flock leaves. There's quite a few people that do that, so. Yeah, see, you see here, Andrew, quite a few people on a budget as well, but it's for the love of the trains. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, it's about trying to get what we do. It's why a lot of people as well, things like all the cutouts from a kit, like we've just said here about gravestones and things, you use them for other things. And sometimes Adam wish I'd gone engage. You know what? We always said engage, but we already had the bits, again, because of a budget. But engage would have been amazing on the size we have it. It would have been crazy. But just like other people, the budget is not always there. You know, and that's why we say we may be hoping times we can do things like competitions and, you know, because I think if we do the competitions, that's when we'd probably ask our members and patrons, you know, a selection out of a couple of different things maybe. So that way as well, whatever the competition is, it's, you know, not something that maybe people aren't interested in. We're trying to help where we can, you know, and sharing profiles and videos and things. So, Andrew, you're 18 and in college and work once a month for my driving stuff. Oh, you know what? It is lovely to see. We was actually discussing this at Mona Model Railways that we went to. We're saying how it is nice to see younger people into it. You know, it's not something that's common, especially with video games and that now, but it's lovely to have that passion. So I would say, especially at 18, don't stress too much. You've got plenty of time, and you never know, maybe Christmas and birthdays, ask people for bits that you need. You know, I think even as adults, we all do it, isn't it, with our hobbies and that, and we would love to have something, and if a budget isn't there, well, it's suggested as a present, so. Oh God, Z gauge. I don't even think my own eyes would cope. Ah, yeah, Andrew, you get bits for Christmas and that, and so yeah, it'll build slowly, Andrew. You know, it's, we all started somewhere at the end of the day. You know, but there is definitely a lot of people. We're trying to give people tips of the cheaper ways we know to do things. There's also a pretty good guy that we're watching, Mark Lynn of Sweden. He actually did a video on different bits for scenics. He used like leaves and certain twigs for trees and things. I'd say he's very much, I think he's possibly got the money and sponsorship. He's quite a big page now, but one thing he always does is give tips for people that don't have the money to just go and buy all the scenics. Pete, I totally agree. Women and younger people, it's definitely something we'd love to see increase. You know, it's lovely. Unfortunately, like we found with myself, certain comments towards females being in my hobby, but while it doesn't bother us, it has put people off, which is a huge shame. You know, it's all about having that passion, isn't it? That's what's important, and keeping it all alive. I think, Because wasn't it, Rob, when we did that air show, we were talking to someone and they said literally the age group of their people, because it's something that's not gone down with the younger generation and things, and certain clubs that years ago they were so busy and now they're struggling to have members. You know, it's a shame. Yeah, I get you, Flymo. It will be nice to be in that position, but, you know, I think we're obviously lucky that we can get the odd few bits. You know, we're not in a position where we can just say, hey, I want to do this, and it very much depends on work and things like that, but, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, we want to build things, and that's why we are grateful that worked, didn't it? You know, it's why we set a Patreon and that up, and anything that we get towards it will just go towards the build. But in the same sense, you know, we're not expecting it. It's one of those, it's there, and if people want to, they can. If they don't, they don't. But what we love the most is people's comments and that's not cost anyone anything. You know, it's Finneton. I can't afford to join my model club. It's cheapest to join. Crazy, isn't it? That's the only other problem as well. Certain clubs aren't the cheapest to join. And yet, all you are is a passion. I can't say we've looked ourselves for any model clubs, but like you say, it's when you get into a club, it's all exclusive, isn't it? And it's like, oh, no, that's just... Oh. There we go, back on. And my phone's not been on charge. It. See, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the other thing. If we were to join the club, we wouldn't have a clue. But my advice has always been free, hence I don't pay for being a clubman. But no, it's... That's the thing, isn't it? That's why we've always said we're here to help and do things. And it's the same with my portraits. Maybe one day my YouTube on there will kick off, which I doubt, but, you know, a lot of them don't tell you the tips and tricks, and I'm very much, well, you know, even with art, if people are going to pay for it, it's because you're the one they want, your style, your drawing. What's the harm in giving people tips? You know. But, anyway. So, again, you do the door and the small window. There we go. Let's get this glued in. And with this lining, I think I'm going to do it this way. Let's try and change the camera angle for you guys for a bit, because I will be looking at it this way. There we go. That's the thing, and I find some of these clubs as well, people make out they're good clubs, you get in there and it's full of people that are just up themselves, to be honest. I would far rather head on to here, ask people for advice, or Finneton's page, than join a club and probably get looked down on because the logos aren't brand new, not all the tracks brand new, you know, it's not who we are at the end of the day. I'm sorry guys, I'm gas bagging again. I'm on my orange box. Sorry guys, just slightly changing my view. Just want to again just get this lined up. Make sure it's stuck all around. So there is a slight gap for this, but I think it's the next stage. fits into place. So there you go. That is that side done with our door and our last stained glass window on that side. But I think oh, bless me. Oh jeez, I feel better after that though. Right, so I think for this we're just gonna go ahead and get the roof set on top, because this is all completed now. Just for roof, you've got the strips again, and then I think we're gonna be done for the night. I think the other side I am going to make off of the live. Thank you guys. I might make that off of the live just so you're not seeing the same thing again, because we still have the we still have bits to build. When was that built? Oh, pardon me. Yeah, there's still a few things to do after Amalich Gate, so I think if I do this and then call it a night. Are we talking about Citroen? Ugh. Nope. Not my watch. So let's find these strips and is that my roof? North and south. Oh, roofs. There we go. As you can see, it's not actually going to matter which one you use. It's not going to come off how I want it. Yeah, definitely need to put a new blade on next time. Typical. That's fine. There's always one corner and that bit's coming off. I'll be very careful with that. I'll put inner wall strips. I'll put inner, oh, it's alright. Let's go to the other side because that isn't, yeah, this sheet definitely isn't indented as well. I'm not as happy as with this sheet for some reason. It seems to be struggling a bit. Well, the indents have actually gone slightly over where they should be. It's like here. But then I suppose not everything is perfect. Let's give that a tidy up. But yes, definitely make sure you've got a sharp blade, unlike me. Oh, bummy. And then we need our inner upper walls. That's a lot to put your teeth in, isn't it? Come on, that end, so that's worked. There we go. I feel like that went so well, so why did it go so well? I'm dubious now. Rob is actually doing the lighting, not me. That's definitely Rob's job.
What's that?
Who's fitting the lighting?
Me.
You need me.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing most of the electrics, I think.
Just thought while I'm doing this.
Yes.
is it worth at least with this bit maybe not putting the roof on yet? So you can do, when do you think you're going to do the lighting? That's the only thing, because obviously you don't want this half built for, when do you think?
Not 100% sure yet.
Right, so just build it and...
It depends when Santa gives me some money.
As we were saying, guys, not having a budget, but it will come.
It's going back to Andrew, really. I do want to point Andrew out because I know he's obviously a little bit concerned. Yeah, we've got over 2,000 subscribers. We're lucky enough to have a large shed. A lot of the stuff you've seen in the videos has been, and I do mean a lot of it, has been donated to us.
Yeah.
We've been on our local freebie page. We were very generously given a lot of the buildings, track and everything like that. And it's buy when you can. Buy a roll of caulking when you can. Buy a tin of glue when you can.
Take care, Timber. Sorry to interrupt you.
Cheers, Timber, and thanks for your tips, mate. I'm going to have a look at that stuff you've sent me a link to tomorrow, mate. But yeah, going back to Andrew, don't stress. And these guys that are currently in the chat, well, we wouldn't be here without them because their advice has been brilliant, and their patience, and correcting our mistakes, and it is appreciated. Just get it when you can, but like we say, we haven't got the money for the lighting at the moment,
And we don't know when.
and we're not 100% sure when. Most of the money that we've got coming in has already been spoken for, usually by that guy called Bill. So yeah, the lighting will come, but it might have to be done at a later date. But it's all swings and roundabouts really when you can get it in.
Guys, which way would you say this roof? I can't make up my mind. Because again, the instructions aren't that.
What's up?
So you've got one side that's got the gap.
Yeah.
Obviously against the wall. One side is completely open.
What do you mean open?
Well, you've not got that strip there. So it goes there against like that or not. I really don't know.
Yeah, but that piece is going to cover that up, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Should it actually be the other way around?
Well, what's the instruction saying?
Have a look at the instructions and see if you can see which way it wants it. Because I can't.
What number are we on?
24.
24. The roof sits on the top of the windows, leaving the wall standing above on the roof. Standing above the roof on the three edges.
So I suppose it's what you want. Because I don't know, because of the grey, part of me thinks this way. And no, guys, this isn't the typical woman. I'm suggesting it for him to go with it.
I don't know.
I don't either. Anyone who built this kit want to give any input? So obviously, one side is only... Yeah, Jason's chatting. Oh yeah, Jason. Duh. And Jason, I'm not sure what's... I hope goes well. Got another telephone meeting tomorrow. I'm not sure what it's for, but best of luck. But Jason, maybe you can help me here on the roof. We've only got one side. Have a look at the image. Ah. Oh, it doesn't really show it clear enough either. To me, I can't see it clear enough. Oh dear. It's not very clear, is it? For me, it just gives something up at the wall like it's a gutter or something. But that's only my opinion. We know what everyone has one of. Oh, the way I've got it. Okay. For once I did something right, yippee. There we go. That's decided for me then. Thank you, guys. That's what I'm saying here. Everyone's without everyone's help, I wouldn't be where I am, especially with the kits. I don't think we'd had a tunnel because it would have probably binned it by now. That really was the hardest one to do, I'd got to say, in all of it. It was just stupid compared to the other instructions. But they've developed it as it's gone on, so I suppose that's what matters, isn't it? They've listened to the people. I suppose that's what makes a good brand, isn't it? Is it actually listens to people's opinions and views. Although whoever made the instructions, I've got to say the first initial ones, I suppose when they're making it, they know exactly how to do it, don't they? Out with the tweezers again, guys. We're almost there. Almost there. And then everyone can go off to bed. Right, I'll have a clock, okay. Oh, too late now. Sorry, guys. Looking at paint with PVA and paint inside. I'm not going to paint anything at the moment. Just because I think it might be alright in double O gauge because Jason's actually done it. Or is it like a lead still? Oh, yeah, that's the point, actually. So, yeah, I have done it the right way. This is my simple-mindedness, guys. Where have my nice tweezers gone? Can't find me posh tweezers. Oh, have to be the boring ones, guys. Oh, no, I found them. It's a lot easier for applying, in my opinion. So, just to attach these. Stan over. Yeah, I hope you're keeping well. Andy741, I don't think I said hello. Have you been on our live before? Oh, so we have Lord Allen and now we have a captain. Okay. What's the story behind this one, guys? Although I dread to think of everybody's getting these nicknames, what ours would be. Maybe Bonnie and Clyde, I don't know, we always get into trouble. That might be a good one for us. Oh dear. Captain Static in my house. Okay, now I really want to know the story, guys. Oh, he's master at static grass. Okay, so we know who to turn to for tips. I think me and Rob are going to have to, even though I'm scenery, I can still see me and Rob battling out of who gets to have a go first, you know. My argument will be is he's got me in to do the scenery, so who do you think would win that one, guys? Answer at your peril, as they say. But that's what I love about this as well, is everyone has these nicknames for each other, and it's just brilliant. There we go. That is on. Just get up 2 little side links. Make sure I glue it the right way. Way too much glue. That is the sod's law of it all, isn't it? Have I done that the wrong way? Yes. Shh. I did it the right way. I was testing you guys, okay? I really do love these tweezers now. I'm getting used to them. Having that different release. Oh. Good night, Tim. You take care, and it will be lovely to see you over at Finiston Central. Any questions, and I'm sure everyone will help. Take care. You don't want to know, and it knows everyone else for me. It's a family stream. Jason, we keep going back to OnlyFans, is it? Is that what it is? Everyone knows your channel. Is that what it is, eh? Maybe this should be your guys' job. Oh, doesn't fit as well. That's interesting. The exact same ones are cut. Anybody else had that? It's actually overhanged. Ah, I think when I did it, I did say to you, I think it had cut over. I think a slight misprint there. We are overhanging. That's very interesting. Because usually with the kits, I've never had an issue like that. The last bit is upside down. Oh, good thing the glue hasn't dried. No, it's still overhanging. Believe it or not. So yeah, Andy, actually, whichever way I do it, there is still that overhang. Now I can't get it to stand up. And the brambles were awesome, yeah. But how weird is that, guys? We do have an overhang. Whichever way I do it. But yes, I do realise I did it the slightly wrong way. That is definitely bizarre. I think, as I said, this card just seems a little bit... yeah, this is what I was thinking. Just trimming it, I think. I think that's just, as I said, I've noticed for a few bits on this, it's just not lining up as you would expect, where that one is. This doesn't even seem to be lining up, no matter which way I do it. That's all a bit... Definitely think a bit of a funny print there. Shows not... Is that piece of it? Right, let's look at this before I go and glue it. Is that piece of the unbuilt side? No, I don't think so, because on the kit itself, the upper inner wall strip, couldn't say that if I was drunk, they come together, but I don't know, they look exactly the same size. Yeah, they look exactly the same. Right, actually, a handy thing with this. We're there. 3 and just say 3.5. No, they are the same kind of size. I think that might just be an interesting print. Because as I said, this itself was interesting to cut. So I think I'm just going to go and glue that and just get it stuck on. Unless anybody sees that before it starts. Unless I am being truly blind here. Each side is different slope shape. Ah, yeah, so it is me just being thick. Thank you, guys. Oh, Mike, thank you very much. I don't think I've seen you on a live before, so very welcome to the channel. As you can see, I do have my moments, however. If you guys want a laugh, the best one to go and look at is that poor tunnel build. That was that was a very interesting night, but I think it was a combination of things. Completely different instructions. You know, being slightly tired, it was a combination, but it just shows I'm not quite there with Metcalfe kits yet, but it really is appreciated. So thank you very much, Mike. But in Canada, you don't use cardstock as much. What do you tend to use? Oh, plastic and scratch building with wood. Cool. Well, I'm glad I have you guys around, because although it is still a bit long, weirdly. So it will definitely be trimmed, unless the only thing is maybe I've not left just enough room there for it to fit into. That could be the only thing. It does fit a bit better though, to be fair. So thank you guys for me making a mistake. And yeah, I completely agree with Delph there, Mike. I've never used for kits before, but once you get your head around the instructions, they are amazing kits. You try and relay your from a mistake. I don't know, I think there's been a few that's happened, and I think still a few more to come. But that's sort of the fun about it, isn't it? And as I said, we've always been honest with everyone. You know, and that's, I think, why why you guys like the channel as well. You know, it's not just the good bits, the worthy bits for editing. It is literally, especially the lives, no holds barred. Is that the saying? We are showing you all the mistakes, everything. So, I think what I've done here with this one, guys, is the longer one. I know you put that one in first, but I do think what I've possibly done is pushed it too far this way, because they're teeny tiny, but there is a teeny tiny gap there. So I think that's probably what I've gone wrong, but it is a lot better fitting, so it could just be that. To be honest, it's practically there. I'm not sure if I will have to cut it or not, and I'm going to put that bit safe. I did so well not cutting out what I didn't need, and then I made that mistake. And there might be a tad long brick for it. I don't know if he's gone to sleep, or yeah, he could be on your fans. Mike, I suppose I'm probably not the best to answer for that. That is definitely others rather than me. As I said, I'm quite new to this still, so I'm sure the guys can give you their advice. Have I decided which side I'm attaching my side entry? Oh, I don't know. I've not even thought about that yet, to be honest, Jason. Possibly, I don't know. Does it affect the steps if I leave it? I suppose that really depends on where Rob is going to decide it goes. So because that's the last bit to attach, I might actually see if he can figure out where he's going to put it. Because obviously there's no point putting it beside that you're not going to see, is it? So, right, I'm just going to get this attached and then you guys are free for the night. If Rob hasn't already fallen asleep. Oh, the lacquer, getting my first letters mixed up. Matte lacquer, it's just like you get a lot of art products and spray. I use it in my own art stuff. Now you said that, yeah, it is something I've heard. People just as an added protection. But Mike, even though you are Canada, I am sure if you've not heard of it before, Finnerton Model Railway actually has a Facebook page, which includes quite a few of the community we have here on our channel. So feel free to join that. And I'm sure everyone will be interested. And any questions they can always help you out with. So we're just fitting the arms of the main building. Now this does want a support. So this actually goes in the middle, and this is to stop a roof from dropping. A support. I was just thinking, why do you need a support? But I am sorry, guys. I don't know how long that's been going. I don't know why my phone. Ugh. Bear with, guys. I'm trying to get my phone to charge. Oh dear. There we go. 7% battery. That was a close one, but if I do disappear, guys, I do apologise. Not a lot to go now, so I am going to start with the goodbyes anyway, just in case. I definitely need to sharpen my blade. Now, I think the other side I might do off for live, just so you guys aren't seeing the same thing again. And Jason, yeah, I do think, because it doesn't affect anything else, does it? So yeah, I definitely do agree with you on that. I think I am going to wait to make the decision. And even then, I'm not sure if I'm going to attach it straight away with how we've been with changing our mind and layout. I don't think the church has got a definite home yet. So and come one of the admins or one of you guys, if I do disappear, please say goodnight to everyone. I don't know how it affects the actual live though if you don't end it and the battery dies. So it might still run. I don't know if it's worth, like, whoever's the last one out popping on a comment. Yeah, carefully cutting it. Finnerton, Brian, very good night to you, lovely. I'm literally attaching this and then going myself, so I'm sticking here with a glue in my hand, so it might not glue now. So you've got to put this one in the middle, again making sure it's all in line. That just gives you support for the roof. But yeah, that is a problem, Jason, isn't it? I find if you have to cut anything off, it does ruin it, doesn't it? You're doing an exciting job. Oh, I don't know about exciting. I don't know how you guys don't find it boring sometimes with just for gluing, but I suppose that community thing, everyone is chatting amongst themselves, which is good when it's for slightly more boring tasks. So all I'm literally doing now anyway is getting this attached. So it kind of wants it between the two. And you put it onto the support. Ah, there we go. I'd have looked at that bit first. So it actually goes in line. It's got the cutouts for your legs there. So that makes it a lot easier with your going in place. I don't know why. What's the legs are doing? Oh, I've got a ghost, guys. As you can see, that support's there then to stop it from... Where are we going? So there's not all glue on here. That's the only weird thing. Is that right, guys? I'm questioning myself. You've got a gap with a door there, with the side. How does that get sorted out? That's a bit weird. Anybody who want to put... Oh, yeah, Rob can cut the stream if it goes, can't he? Duh. But yeah, it's the wrong side. That might be why. Oh, dear. Oh, look, it fits and it's all covered up. And I did that deliberately. I was just testing you. So... Thank you very much, guys. Sometimes it's just that experience with it, isn't it? But I was testing you, really. That's what it was. Do you want the side door there, Grace? I'm not actually at the side door step. I don't think yet. That's coming after. I've got to build that up after. But as I said, I'm going to build it and kind of wait. Because I'm not going to put the clock or anything on yet either. Just to make sure, yeah, the porch, I'm not gonna call yeah, even the fire station, I've not attached the signs yet. So yeah, I haven't actually decided where this is going yet. And that is down to Rob on this one. Oh, don't worry. Stand over at the end of the day. It's that thing, there might be something else that others aren't sure on, and you're just like, yep, I know exactly how to do this. It's sorted. So, you know, please don't feel bad at all. But we're going to get this glued up, and then I'm going to go to bed. Inverted pose. Good night, my love. I'm going to go myself in a minute. I just want to get this glued up and sorted. And then I can say good night to everyone. That's the only problem with these live streams. I don't know where the time goes. I've just stabbed myself with a needle as well, because that's all good and how you're supposed to do it. Let's button up it, isn't it? So again, I am sorry, guys, if this goes off camera. Just trying to get this all glued. Ooh, too much there. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but maybe I should make Rob do the cutting out when it comes to the light scene. We're not there yet. No, as he said, it's unfortunately finances, but you never know, we'll get there. Rome wasn't built in a day. And I suppose the longer it takes, the more you guys have for our content. This is where end up crying and scarred for life because of it, but what has happened here? Oh, this is interesting to glue. So there we go, guys. Oh, why are we not staying exactly straight? I think I put too much pressure on that. Maybe a slight bend. I might have to re-glue some of this, you know. As you can see, way too much glue. But luckily, this part is all hidden. I think that glue drop's just going to stay in there forever. Oh, pardon me. Oh, so we can call you Captain. Oh, there's an extra inner arch. I only had 3. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So they have changed it. Ah. So maybe again they've listened to people and that little bit of support. Interesting. Delph, you're off as well. Good night. I think Rob's already left us. So there we go, guys. I'm literally not much longer myself. So here we go. This is where we're at now. We've not got much longer to do now. Just the other side I will do off camera. As I said, just so I'm not boring you guys. And we will add certain bits once we decide where it's going on the layout. Isn't it better for better and stiffness? Yeah, I think so. It seems that extra support. Jason, did you have the support here? Not that it's glued down. So I'm not quite sure why that. That's interesting. Oh, Rolex. Something I've just realised, guys, and luckily it hasn't glued, is my support, because I did it the wrong side. That's why it wasn't going on as well. Yeah, please do, Jason. While I make my stuff up, I'm glad I realised. I thought it wasn't fitting as well. Nobody told me that. Again, I was testing you guys, really. I was testing you guys to tell me before I stuffed up. But interestingly, without that support, it really does not fit that well. So definitely shows what difference that actually makes, to be honest. So a mistake has actually turned into a teaching moment. Which is never a bad thing. So on that note, though, I am going to bid everyone good night. Because this is obviously a really boring part. You've already seen it. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to give everyone the chance to say goodnight. You are a lovely community with each other. Stan over, not a problem, lovely. Any support, you know, we appreciate being here on the live, so it is appreciated. Oh, Flymo, I'm only teasing, lovely. Don't worry, it's, as I said, hopefully it's something now again. It might help other people. So, as you can see, I wondered why there wasn't the support there. That now fits heck of a lot better, and you have your extra glue. I'm going to do that in the morning, though, because I'm... see, the lower end section, yours has too. Ah, interesting. Andy, thank you for joining us, lovely. really, I've got glue all over me tonight as well. It's not been a good night, has it? So yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna say goodnight to you all. Add a bit of glue here for support. Take care, everyone. You can stay to watch this gluing, but I'm not sure it's that exciting. Oh, I'm a child, really. I'm going to do it this way, I think. And again, just watch this fold here. This might be the only thing, Jason, because of that bigger space. There isn't actually as much support there for the end, weirdly. Maybe I just stuck it onto the wall. So... Andrews, whose name have you forgotten? If it's mine, it's Grace, lovely. Thank you so much for joining my live tonight. So, well, Jason, with you ending your series, you never know. I might have to take over your Tuesday nights. So, no, in all seriousness, at least if I do get the chance, I'm not going to... I'm not going to feel as bad going on a Tuesday night. Sometimes it's the only night we have, isn't it? But it's always fun when we make everyone multitask, though, isn't it? And I have slightly overspilled there. We shall see how that is tomorrow. So thank you, everyone, for joining. And this is where we've got to tonight. The other sides I am going to be doing off stream because you guys already know what it's like. Just make sure you get it the right way round like me. So from me, take care, everyone, and good night. Get some sleep if you're in the UK like me. And if we've managed to catch those abroad, have a lovely day. So thank you, everyone. Good night.